Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Snowboard Kids 2 for the Nintendo 64. It's only going to be a short episode this time because I wanted to combine the next two courses into their own episode because they're kind of themed episodes next to each other and I wanted to kind of keep them together. So this episode we're going to be playing as Jam, and the reason why I did this is because in this course you're going to want somebody who has fairly decent turning but can still maintain a decent amount of speed, so I find that Jam is kind of the best person for that job. And of course, going with the trick board level 3 in order to maximize the speed for that. A legendary butterfly, huh? Doesn't look so legendary to me. It's just yellow. The answer to my butterflies that can fly away. Come on, what? What are you gonna do? Are you serious? You're gonna get into a helicopter and fly after a butterfly. Yeah, I'm with you guys. It is kind of ridiculous, isn't it? Really? How do they find it so quickly? Oh, wow. Wow, Slash and Jam ran all the way there to follow them. They should be given, like, a reward or something.
Ready? Go!
Now, this first part here, after you ignite the boost and everything, the biggest problem at the very beginning is this big turn right here. Because of little bumps in the level geometry keeping all the planes together, you might find yourself in a, like, say, a series of a bunch of little jumps that keep throwing off your speed a little bit, and even your turning a bit too. So that's why you want to, yeah, you're probably going to, like, say, practice this part a little bit if you're playing this game at the beginning. I know I did when I was younger, because I remember the first time playing this, I kept thinking, how am I supposed to get past this without running into the walls? But up here, we have a massive jump coming up, and that I wasn't able to take advantage of because I was dodging somebody's shot. But if you have a pair of wings equipped, you can just do a massive amount of tricks and spins off of that jump there if you're able to get that all pulled off. So that's like the main biggest jump in the whole game. Now, I'm not entirely sure if the invisible actually kind of, like, say, removes, like, say, the little lock-on that projectiles coming after you kind of have. That I was kind of surprised that one hit me, considering that had to, like, say, curve around me for quite a bit. So yeah, the whirlwind, you know, knocks loose one of your items or your projectiles. And since it flies onto the ground, you can actually, other people can pick it up afterwards and get a full dose of it. See how I was able to get 3 snowmen from that? So sometimes it doesn't matter how many shots you've used currently. If you still have one left and it gets whirlwinded away from you, if somebody picks it up, they will get a full, like, you know, dose of 3 shots from it. So that's kind of interesting. Here in this room, you have, like, say, a big stone mouse shooting bombs at you, but it's actually pretty easy overall to avoid the bombs coming at you. You can see them easily coming out at everything. And I was actually kind of surprised at that. Like, that's another good difference between this and the first game. The explosion radius doesn't seem to hurt you, like, so much after the initial, like, say, epicenter explosion. Like, I was right there in the middle of the explosion graphic, and I wasn't, you know, getting caught in the explosion too. If it was the first game, I definitely would have. Now, these lift seats don't look very comfortable. Looks like they have teeth that would be, you know, jutting right into your hamstrings. Those look terrible. I would never want to ride in that lift seat right there. I think this is one of the first stages that started to give me a bit of trouble when I was first playing this game when I was younger. Because I remember, like, say, this turn here used to be a little bit of a headache for me until I actually kind of figured out, you know, like, say, you know what, you just need someone with good turning. You have to kind of keep as low to the, as inside as you can so you don't have to deal with any, like, say, the bumps in the geometry. I think it's like, say, it was this time that I actually had to, like, try to, like, say, restart this quite a number of times back when I was first playing this game. You know, I also didn't talk... Oh, look. All my money's gone. Although I was able to get that much money from a single, like, you know, that actual turn, like say, trick sequence thanks to the waterfall right there. So almost all, well, got a decent amount of the money back that I lost from the rat. Now this is actually the shortcut place of this stage right here. It's a bit risky to take because it involves hitting two of those, yeah, those, like say, those poles right there in order to get across. All you have to do is run straight into it, but if you're not, you know, perfect onto it, you could just, you know, fall right off it. You might even, like say, hit it semi-square on, but you might just bonk, like say, off to the side, and you won't be able to actually hit onto it. So using rails like that is usually a little bit of a risk. So unless you're feeling really confident or you want to, like say, take a good desperate risk, I generally don't recommend it. Now I was actually surprised that bomb didn't hit me. Right here in this part, there's a whole bunch of purple crocodiles or alligators or whatever at that point. If you just heard Slash cry out there, he ran right into one. They move each in each different lap, but it's usually easy to keep to the right in order to avoid them entirely. So, and because they're purple, they stick out from, like, say, the pastel blue water pretty easily, so they're not that difficult to avoid, in my opinion. Yeah, more frying pans that I don't have the reaction time to Invisible for. Nah. But once you get past them, like, once you know what some of the major obstacles in this stage are, the rest of the stage could be a bit of a breeze.
Final lap.
I've always felt this music was perhaps a little chill for this stage, honestly. Doesn't really feel quite jungly enough for what I think it should be. Like, this almost sounds kind of like, say, what a Jingle Town was a while ago, you know, like, say, the Christmas Town. Like, I would have thought it would have, like, sounded a little bit different on the stage. I mean, yeah, it's still a nice track, but I still think this is probably one of the lesser pieces of music in the game. Also, I think those, like, three gold coins right there that were on the left there are a bit of a trap because you could easily fall into the edge there. And I was so surprised I was actually able to manage to finish that trick, like, say, before I landed, or else I would have crashed there. The ghost slowed me down right in the middle of my tricks there, and it slowed me down, just started to bring me straight down to the actual ground floor. I suppose this is kind of a lucky thing here, because the ghost is slowing me down just enough that I can have a little more reaction time in order to actually finally hit the rails properly, so I can actually show off this shortcut. You don't really get too much special going down this shortcut. It is if you got some decent speed going, it can be a good cut over it, and you get a little bit of money going through it as well. But usually, it's nothing really to. It's a little bit of a risk to go through it because of how tricky it can be to hit both of those rails in succession. And I was surprised there, I think you actually heard, like, say, Nancy trip over my rock. I was surprised that I actually laid it in the right spot where she could trip over. I actually didn't expect that. I was just getting rid of it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the actual, like, say, the Crazy Jungle course. Like, say, the actual really big part of the stage is coming up next. Pretty simple stage once you get used to it, like, only a couple gimmicks to get past. It's, like I said, I'm mostly waiting for stuff to talk about in the next episode, because the next episode just has more interesting things overall. Yeah, no, there's no yellow butterflies there, that's not that legendary. Oh, there it is.
I've been waiting for you, Nancy.
Oh crap, what is this? Are you serious? That yellow butterfly led us into a trap. It served its dinosaur master. So this is a boss race. You simply have to beat this dinosaur here to the finish line in one lap. It is very fast, so what you want to do is pick up these bombs right away and shoot some bombs backwards behind you so that it actually, you know, it collides into the dinosaur. There's going to be plenty of weapons on the course that you could use in order to slow it down. The pans are very useful because it, you know, works like just on like all the other enemies. Smacks them down for a little bit. knowing when to actually, like, shoot behind you is the right thing to do. Usually that first, like, say, massive turnaround that I was talking about earlier before is, like, say, one of the biggest issues about it. The beginning of this race with a dinosaur is always the hardest part, getting around that curve. That's the part you're going to find yourself screwing up on the most and needing to restart on a whole bunch. You'll also probably want to restart to eventually learn where all the, like, right weapons and stuff are to use against this thing. And of course, you know, like, say, taking the shortcut here is also a really good idea if you can make it. I didn't make it here, but apparently I had enough speed that I was able to travel up the side of the mountain. And you'll hear, like, say, it's thundering footprints behind you coming just all the time, so, like, once you kind of, like, say, get past, like, the first half of the course, it becomes easier. I mean, like, say, there's actually fewer obstacles on the course. Look, there's no more crocodiles in the water. But yeah, certain straightaways where you feel like the dinosaur's getting close, if you have bombs, just shoot it straight behind you. You'll probably end up hitting it. And even in this room, the stone mount stops shooting bombs at anything, so... Yeah, I'm kind of surprised it did this whole Jurassic Park thing. At this point, you've basically won. So once you get past, like, say, the first part of the stage around the curve and everything, it's pretty easy to keep your lead ahead of the dinosaur. But yeah, the first part can be a little tricky if you don't get everything just right. Yeah, run and hide, dinosaur, run and hide. Had a failed audition for Jurassic World 2, I bet. You butterflies are evil. You led us to your dinosaur masters. You tried to kill us. Yeah. I kind of don't get that little vocal conversation. Like, what's one saying? It sounds like Slash is trying to say greetings, and then Linda's all huffy about it, so Jam laughs at them. I don't know, but yeah, short episode this time. I got something more interesting planned for next time, so I'll see you then, guys. Thanks for watching.